Hello, Venus Angels. Welcome back to Venus Cove. Today, I've come to a pretty big, grand decision, and that is that I will no longer be doing the podcast of Venus Cove. And I know that I said I was going to keep going, but I come to realize a lot of things in my life, and it's both sad, scary, but also very freeing for me. And that's something I've been dying and striving to feel for a very, very, very long time. For the better half of my early 20s, I had become a completely different person, very not balanced, very not Libra of me. I had functioned heavily on being on emotional crutches, like finding my identity into one type of aesthetic, so to speak, or, lifestyle. And one of them, the only one that had begun this crazy roller coaster was music. I used to sing quite frequently, and I don't know why my throat keeps croaching. But yeah, I used to be a singer, and I used to perform quite a lot. I was developing a whole band and everything. I thought singing and becoming an artist was like my whole life. And I'm not gonna lie, like after that Bad Bunny halftime concert, I also thought, oh my God, like this is the inspiration, the motivation that I needed, and like I have to be a singer. But no, and it's not to say like, some people, I guess they have this unfortunate thing of being quote unquote lazy, which is not really lazy, but everyone has their own reasons for like giving up on said dream and all that. But no, that was not my reality. That's not my story. Because for the last 8 years of my life, I have tried on and off, and I realized I don't function that way. I function like, when something comes to me, it's like, that is for me. And when it's gone, it's gone. Something I really had to learn many, many times the hard way. But nonetheless, being a musician was more of like an emotional crutch for what I was going through at that time. I was going through a lot of like my very first anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And it was literally my way of coping with what I was going through and the people I was surrounded with. Oh Lord, it was just what a time. And after COVID hit, I latched on to another emotional crutch, which was astrology. And it was super powerful for me. And it still is, don't get me wrong. I learned so much, so much from astrology and being, my spiritual girly. I think I was always kind of a spiritual girly. From the beginning, very sensitive, intuitive child. But yeah, astrology was definitely my thing to latch onto, and it gave me the empowerment that I needed with that part of my life, that time of my life, and it did what it had to do, it powered me through the hard times. And that was like a good 3 years of just learning so much and so much beauty of astrology. But now I'm 30. And for about a year now, I can't seem to find like another emotional crutch for me. And so I really had to sit down with myself literally just now and ask myself, is life getting like easier or something? Like, is life trying to tell me it's not rough anymore? Like I'm good, you know? And I thought to myself, well, I think it's more so showing that I'm undoing a lot of what terrorized me in my early 20s that no longer serve me. And I'm more so interested in like my personal insecurities and what I want to learn about it. Like I'm observing, for example, the thought of making healthier friendships or choosing to stay single or being a person of color, you know? But I guess I came to realize that all of these things I'm like intrigued now aren't really forms of me necessarily trying to talk about it on the internet, because sometimes the internet is not really a safe space to talk about these things. Props to people who still do talk about these vulnerable subjects. They are incredible, and they also have helped me kind of just like view my life and how I view things, because these conversations are so important to have on the internet, but I'm too chicken to talk about all that like in depth. But anyways, I feel like these are just things that I'm going through for me to like deconstruct myself. And unfortunately, the truth is that this is mostly an astrology podcast, an existential type of pop culture podcast, but these subjects are really sensitive and vulnerable to me that I'm just not ready to talk about it. Like, I first want to explore it in my life alone for myself because they matter to me. So, realizing all this, I came to the conclusion that I realized I don't have to define myself into one thing anymore for the sake of holding on to something tangible, for the sake of my mental health, for the sake of feeling secure in one thing. Because I think this definitely came from a place of wanting safety, wanting to be in like one space so that I can, feel safe in that space. But now I realize like I'm safe, I'm okay, I'm good. I mean, I'm still scared. Obviously, who isn't scared? But like, I feel good, just like being a free bird. I guess being like the Libra that I know I am. No, but like, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, all those things, astrology and music and singing and being an artist, those things are never gonna leave me. I am what I am with those. And I've learned so much, and I'll always talk about astrology to anyone who wants to talk about astrology. But I think I would be doing a disservice if I just talk about it without me having like really my heart into it. And, I know there's way better influencers talking about astrology and really knowing their stuff. But I guess I just want to say that I'm really happy that I don't feel bounded to anything any longer. It feels so good that I feel like I can just jump onto anything that I find interesting now. Like I can jump into books, makeup, music, art, crafts, preppiness, gothness, party girlness, spiritualness, and not like have it define me, This is what I was living at 21, and I'm gonna be 31 this year. So wow, that's insane if you think about it. 10 whole years of recovery and mental health traumas deconstructing. And this I'll tell you this did not come from like, oh, time passes. No. Yes, time passes, but you better be working really hard to help yourself within that time. Like this does not just happen out of a miracle, you know, like I worked really hard to be okay again, to bring back my free spirit again. 'Cause I was not a free spirit, y'all. For the past 10 years, your girl was on survival mode. Your millennial girl was battling fat phobia, the patriarchy, big yikes, jumping from relationship to relationship because I felt like I had to, dealing with really toxic friends that really didn't like me, not embracing my culture. Oh God, someone help this child. It's a lot. Okay, let's just put it that way. It was a lot, especially being a person of color. Being half Black and Latina, sometimes it just doesn't go great. Sometimes people don't care, but sometimes they do. So yeah, like that was stressful. And as part of like content creation goes, I really don't know what I'm doing here anymore because now I have so much free reign. And I feel really cool and great and free about that. But if we have to give it a label, I guess just call me a vibe. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just a girl on Earth, you know, with aliens around apparently. I feel like that character from that Disney movie, I think Tina Fey played, and Jamie Foxx was in it. I really hope I'm not botching this, and like she just really loved being alive and being human and just like living and trying different things. Like I'm having that moment right now. Soul, the movie's called Soul. It was back in 2020. Yeah, that's how I feel. It feels good. It feels a little scary. It feels like I'm going to a good place. I don't know. Well, there's my existential side. Yeah. So I just wanted to let everyone know who has been listening, maybe just like my 4 listeners. But yeah, it was great. I don't want to leave this on a sad note. I don't think it has to. I think anyone who leaves your life but is growing and like doing good for themselves automatically just does great for the greater good of everyone. So that's how I feel like I'm going. That's how I feel like I'm exiting this podcast. Yeah, and that's it. That's it, Venus Angels. I'm coming back to Earth, y'all. We're coming back down to Earth. Venus was beautiful, and like, you're welcome to always visit and hang out. But I'm gonna do a little sightseeing on Earth. So thank you so much for listening for this year long of a podcast. Y'all have been amazing. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing great too. And I hope 2026 is your year. Venus Angel out.